Hi there guys, Dan from GuitarLessonCentral.com here, and today I'm working with the guys from Riffstation to bring you some free videos. So in this quick lesson I'm going to show you how to put diminished chords in your 12-bar blues and how to quickly bring to life what could be a fairly static 12-bar sound just by using these simple chords. Right, so let's talk about these diminished chords. Now, what we're doing is basically taking an A blues. And in this example, I'm going to show you between the A7, which is the 1, and the D7 or the D9, which is the 4 chord, okay? And it's a very simple concept. Before getting really deep into theory, which is not something I want to do here, I just literally want to give you a practical way to do this. So, essentially, a diminished 7th chord is one note away from being a dominant 7th chord. Okay, so this is kind of a basic reason as to why it works so well to go to a diminished 7th chord. Okay, and this is kind of the effect. Let me just play it through for you. Something like this. Something like that. And I'm just going to talk you through what I'm doing and you'll kind of see why it works as we go. So let's imagine I'm doing my A7. Now, by simply taking the root note of the dominant 7th chord and raising it a half step, so just a semitone, but keeping everything else in the same place. So if you imagine, here's my A, okay, I'm just going to put that down just on the D string for now because I'm going to bring my thumb over to go a half step up. So now I'm on A sharp here, but everything else stays the same as it was in the dominant 7th chord. Okay, so I've got this sound. Could be pretty brutal, but of course, because I'm so similar to the dominant 7th chord, what this has done is added a whole world of new tension. Okay, and we all know that going from that 1 chord to that 4 chord sounds good. It sounds like it's resolving itself each time we go through those chords. So by adding a bit more tension to that, doing that diminished 7, the resolve is that much stronger. Okay, how cool is that, right? Now from the D, let's just take a normal D7 bar chord. There's my D7 chord. Again, take the root note, go up a semitone. I'm going to put my first finger where my bar chord was covering. That's a diminished 7th chord. And now I've added that extra tension to the chord, this root note movement, which will resolve nicely to the A, back to the 1 chord again. Simple as that. You're adding tension and releasing tension, and it works a treat. Now, if you're not sure on the shapes I'm playing, check out the worksheet. I've actually written down 3 different diminished 7th shapes for you to try and a little example of using them. But I just want you for the moment to try and get your head around this, get your noggin around it, okay? So we've got the dominant 7th chord. Now, another little extra to that is that once you are on a diminished chord, a diminished 7th chord, they repeat in 4s, okay? Any kind of note in this chord can be the root note of the chord. That's the really weird thing, okay? Because they're extremely symmetrical in how they're kind of made up, if I did a diminished 7th chord from the E instead of the B flat, which you can see is in the chord, but I did this diminished 7th, which you could consider to be E diminished 7th, it's got exactly the same 4 notes in it as the B flat diminished 7th. They're just in a slightly different place on the guitar, different order, but the same notes. If you don't believe me, try it. What 4 notes are in that? What 4 notes are in that? I promise you it's the same, which means, and here's the really cool thing, if I'm going from A7 to D7, and I wanted to really jazz it up a bit, I'd do my A7, I'd go that semitone up to make it the diminished, I'd then take any other note from this and play a diminished based on that note. So there's an E diminished 7th. Maybe I'll take this one now, here. That's in the chord. I'm going to make that the root note. There's another shape. Check the worksheet out for the shapes. That's a diminished 7th chord shape. In any order, and it will still resolve to the 4 chord. Here it is. How about that for magic? And that's a really quick introduction as to how you can use the diminished 7th chord to spice up a 12-bar blues, and you could use it as little, so a kind of sparing amount, this kind of just quick before you change, or you could go crazy. And I'm just moving in 4s there, just taking the different root notes and moving it up and down in 4s. So it's a brilliant little thing. It's a brilliant little thing. So try that out, see if you can use it, get the worksheet and just try and put it into your playing straight away.